alumni. It's the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs. Coming up next.
It's the venue that's had plenty of success come through it since the mid-2010s, as well as a few Lombardi trophies. It's GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Hewitt. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And we're off from Arrowhead. Here's a return from the 7. They'll take over at the 39-yard line. Nice return there. So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
They get 13 on the pickup, and it'll be first down, Kansas City. Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for second down. Right back to Pacheco. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day, but he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the first down.
The Chiefs looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes Matt Araiza to handle it. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spot. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. So we'll see the Broncos offense now for the first time. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. First run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Something he does so well. Nick Bolton making a stop. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd. Nix. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. From the gun, a carry by Williams. Hits a seam at the 40. And he gets it forward to the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Pretty obvious, this defense, man, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
They sure are moving in early, Brock. Here's a new set of downs at the opposing 43. Nix with it on first. Finds Mims. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Something he does so well. Nick Bolton making the stop.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Out of the gun, it's Nix. That's incomplete left side. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So that brings them to 3rd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. Has him on the quick hitter. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. Nix off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. Couple of zeros on the board right now. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They have it 2nd down, well inside of field goal range. Short pass brought in. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Brought to a halt by Brian Cook.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Nix from the gun. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
I'll tell you what, you give him another foot of space, and he's going to bring that in for a nice gain. The throw, it just didn't give him enough real estate to establish possession before he hit the sideline.
Bertolet able to knock it through. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Nicole Hardman now on the return. Return's looking good so far. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. Now for the second time, we get a look at this Kansas City offense. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. First down throw, Mahomes. He put everything he had into this one. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down. DeAndre Hopkins, the one he was looking for. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Completes this one to Gray. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. P.J. Locke getting there for the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Third and short, here's Mahomes. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And they scoop it up, time to push for the line. And they corral him well behind the line of scrimmage. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
Matt Ariza on to punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Broncos get set to take over. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Hits him on the out route. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Leo Chanel able to bring him down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. Straight ahead with Williams. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Brought to a halt by Brian Cook.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Another run for Williams. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. It's a gain of 4 there. And the Broncos will have a first down. We're to the 2-minute warning from Arrowhead. The Broncos looking down a very long field. Ball at the 33 for first down. Shotgun snap to Nix. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. He's got it inside the 10. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. Well, sometimes there's nothing you can do but throw your hands up and stare at the ground, partner. He knew he was beat deep, and there was nothing he could do about it.
Yeah, and this is one of those just killers.
It's a Denver touchdown! So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos make it a 10-point ball game. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Hardman with a return. And look at this return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Chiefs offense set to take over again. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Bronk. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet. That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. With third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Completed over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It can be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative. When the best of them make it look oh so easy.
And the Broncos are in the nickel for this 3rd down. Back to the air, Mahomes. Kelsey's got it right side. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Play action, Mahomes. Completes this one to Rice. And he gets him around 6 there. In on the tackle is Jonathan Cooper. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing again, Mahomes. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Again, Mahomes to throw. Finds the in route complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
That pass is complete to Kelsey. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. All right, timeout taken by the offense. 5 seconds left, and they can take some points into the locker room on this final play of the half. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. From the left hash, about 31 yards out. Up and good from Blankenship. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
I know, you always want to finish drives in the end zone, but no matter what, the important thing is they end in some kind of points, and that's mission accomplished there.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. One last play before the break. Back to throw it. He puts some power on a deep one left. That's caught at the 25. And somehow they've reached the end zone with no time remaining in the half. So late in the half, Brock, why not take a shot downfield? And their prayers are answered as they come up with that late touchdown.
You know, this is just a case of who wants it more. If you're in that secondary, all you're thinking is knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Even if you make some contact, right? They rarely call pass interference on plays like that. But somehow, some way, the ball winds up as a touchdown.
Extra point try now from Lutz. And the kick is good, so they add 7 to their lead on the final play of our first half. We've reached the midway point of this one, and the visiting Broncos taking a lead into that locker room. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break. But I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Reed now to kick this one away. Here's Traymon Smith with the return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Broncos with their offense headed out for our first possession of the half. Well, Brock, it only took them one play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little bit harder this time out. Throwing on first down, Nix. Hauled in left side. This is ahead for about 5. Drew Tranquil brings him to the ground.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's second and 5. Second half starts with a run by Williams. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. Something he does so well, Nick Bolton making the stop. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with third down and 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On third down, here's Williams. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
That's what I call a healthy return on investment. You run the toss play, looking for positive yards, looking to move the sticks, and I'm looking for that to be called again.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. Here's Nix. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Play action with Nix. Makes the grab in bounds left side. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Defense still reeling from that last play. Now they're defending 1st and goal from the 3. Slot man in motion right. Oh, surprise gift to the receiver near the goal line. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
After the loss, it's 2nd and goal from the 5. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only a yard that time. A defensive stand brewing here, and it brings up 3rd and goal.
Where you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
3rd and goal, here's Nix. And he makes the play at full extension. That's a touchdown. The Broncos grow the lead coming out of halftime. Cortland Sutton, the touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos stretch their lead to 21. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Starting from the 5. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Kansas City offense set to take the field. And what's really been simply stunning, Brock, is how far we've made it into the game, and their passing game, it is still grounded.
Yeah, so as they're sitting here losing right now, what I hear you saying, Kate, is it's time for this offense to take flight?
No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They fake the handoff, now Mahomes. That one is incomplete, couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect, and now they're stuck facing 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
The Chiefs bringing out their punt team. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought to a halt by Brian Cook.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
On second down, a run with Williams. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Williams, the ball carrier. The tackle made at the 44-yard line. A gain of 12.
This is the end of the third quarter. It's Broncos football, and they should be able to coast right through this fourth with that kind of lead. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They stay on the ground with Williams. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Give to Williams from the gun. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. Nix from the gun. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Broncos looking at a punt on 4th down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. The Kansas City offense back out there and set to go. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First and 10, it's Mahomes. Finds his man Rice. And he'll get this up to the 18-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Offense up to the line fast. From the 18 on 2nd down. Kelsey makes the catch. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Tight end going in motion here. Another throw for Mahomes. Hauled in by Worthy. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning here in KC. Chiefs hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's caught in stride by Rice. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. This one finds Kelsey. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Hauled in by Rice. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back to the air, Mahomes. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. He can't hang on to the pass. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
3rd and short. Here's Mahomes. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Throwing again, Mahomes. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, Mahomes to throw. Catch is made in close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
Look at the quarterback's eyes. He's looking. He's trying to find a lane of some kind, but there was nowhere to go. And he was lucky to get back to the line before that defense closed in.
Trying to set this up quick. Man in motion, out of the slot. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. And they will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs get it back to within 2 possessions. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
Now Harrison Butker for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs get it back to a 14-point game. They'll time making this all but impossible, but they're going to try for the onside kick here anyway. And the kick is recovered by that Broncos hands team. Well done by them, and that should put the finishing touch on this victory. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Broncos ride out of here with a win on the road. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know you best, Kate, but also the ones that you know best. So yes, it is just a little bit sweeter when you take care of business in your own division.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Kansas City.